Hello everyone, welcome back to our Song of Ice and Fire Game of Thrones tabletop campaign After the Fire. We are coming in with such a weird little energy today. I'm being accused of getting my rocks off with war, and there are threats of long, tedious conversations with NPCs, which is fine, to be honest. But yeah, thank you so much for coming back and playing. Let's go around and check in with everyone. I haven't actually spoken to many of you for like a little while, actually. Who's first on my overlay? Dawn, I see you every other weekend anyway. We just had 3 weeks of Dark Sun campaign. It's been awesome so far. But what else have you been up to?
A lot of Dark Sun the past 3 weeks. Other games too. Let's see what else. I'm writing. I don't know. I'm doing the same things. The things I'm working on take a really long time, so I feel like I never have news week to week. But I'm very excited to be back here playing more Game of Thrones. The last couple of sessions were pretty wild. So, and we don't know. Like, we know things are getting bad, but we don't know how yet. So, I'm ready to see things burn.
Cool. Nice. All right. I'm really interested to see what you want to do next, actually. That's basically my notes for this session for you. It's like, what do you want to do now? Like, I don't know. We'll see, though. You've got the whole of Old Town as your oyster. You can do what you like. So, we'll see.
Okay.
We'll figure it out together, you know. And Millie is back with an awesome new room.
Absolutely wasn't just resubscribing. Hi.
That's fine. Thank you so much. Look at your awesome new room.
Hi. Yeah, it's almost done. It's got a little bit of lighting to tinker with, and I've got an ADHD proof the whole thing, and it's been a much longer job. I remember it was like the day after our last session together. So whenever Faye was last in, like a month and a half, and I've just been constantly covered in sawdust and paint since then.
Like, that's when we got some pictures of it, right? Yeah.
So in summary, carpet tiles can fuck off. Plan for more time than you need. Getting used to smelling a bit weird. Those are my home renovation tips.
Apart from the smelling weird, you're speaking to my inner project manager there.
Yeah, I learned a lot about the artistic process over the last month and a bit.
It looks freaking awesome, though.
It's getting there.
Have we popped its broadcast cherry?
No. No, I think that might be in a couple of weeks. Okay. Oh, no. Yes. I mean, like, technically, this is the first time anybody's seen it with like furniture in and stuff rather than just. Yeah. So you have. You were very gentle. I didn't feel a thing or notice. So that says more about you, I think.
Just end the stream now. Fuck me. Oh my god. Right. That's where we're at today, friends. All right. Lovely. Let's maybe talk to Susie. Hi, Susie.
Hi.
You're right.
How am I supposed to follow that?
I don't know.
Like, I'm all right. I'm good.
How's the foot?
Foot is way better. I can like waddle about now, so I can get around the apartment. Justin doesn't have to bring me my meals anymore, but he didn't hear that. So
you should play that up a bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
No, but I'm one of those people, like, I have zero patience for being injured. It's like when I broke my arm, like the next day I was like, all right, okay, come on, nope, not having this. So I've been already like doing like little physio exercises, so I'll be back to normal in no time. So yeah, nice. I'm on the mend.
Yeah, good. I'm exactly the same with illness. I'm just like, I'm fucking done now. Yeah. Like,
I get really bored of it really quickly.
Yeah.
I'm over it. So yeah. But yeah, other than that, pretty good. Playing some Resident Evil on stream was very good. That was a healing thing yesterday, I think. It was a very healing process.
I loved your low-key Lady D energy with the like the makeup, but the hoodie, like the slight gremlin nature of it all. It's very cool though. It's a good aesthetic.
It was funny. Not long after the game came out, there was a mod that was like Lady D casual clothing, and no word of a lie, I owned every single piece of clothing in that mod, and I was like,
why is that what you cosplayed, or why didn't you cosplay that?
No, I don't know. I'm a fool. I should have done.
Is that more like Lady D? Like you can't quite be bothered to be like full on capital D. It's just D.
D. Yeah, Lady D. There you go.
Cool. All right. Nice.
Yep.
And Tom with the beard, beardy
Aye.
Tom,
Mm.
taking over from Swabby Tom.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, I got bored. I honestly, the most exciting thing that I've done since is literally just grow a beard. That's pretty much it.
Oh, dude.
It's been pretty standard for me. Just go to work.
You've been rained on a lot, right? Because it's
My
been
God, it's
really
been
wet
awful.
this month in the UK.
Yeah, it's like been the wettest May for a long, long time. I think what happened was it didn't really rain in April, so it decided to make up for it in May. And it rained pretty much some sort of like every day, and it was just depressing.
It was pretty rough.
really, really like grim. But sunshine now. I'm hoping this is the start of
Little
the
heat wave
summer,
next
which
week.
will last about a week.
Yeah.
And we'll be back to drizzle and standard UK weather kind of thing. But hey, it's not too bad. I still get to work outside and do things that I enjoy.
Do you get Monday off this bank holiday?
I do get Monday off. Yeah, I
Good.
don't work bank
Good.
holidays,
Good.
fortunately. No, I'm not like, because my job isn't like customer focused.
Yeah, so
business
you're not.
focused.
Because I was going to say, that's
I'm,
kind of the prime time for them, isn't it, really?
Pretty much, yeah. It's
Yeah.
irrelevant, when I come in, really. It's just as long as I do my hours in the week. But we got there's just like structure. I'm a person of habit. I love habit. Everything I do is like the same every single day, and it's really comforting for me. So having like a standard, not working shifts and having a standard throughout the week, Monday to Friday, is like, it's great for me. So yeah, that's essentially what I grew a beard.
That's it. Yeah. Fair enough. Well, I have been working as per usual, Modifius office hoursy type thing. We've been playing our Crusader Queens though on the Monday. That's been fun. I've just been playing through, and I called it. What did I call it? Chad Williams is my save game, and it's no, because I started as William the Conqueror, right? It's like the most Chad fucking start for Crusader Kings ever. We've had some interesting succession. All of my dynasty now control the different kingdoms of Wales, England, and Ireland. But at one point I had all of them, and then just no. Still got a little bit of de jure France that, just kind of hanging around. But it's a weird one. I find it kind of do a bit turtling now. I'm worried that I'm going to do that with the Empress now of Denmark. That I'm just going to kind of sit back really and not really have to kind of go for anything while you guys fight and
Concentrate on
do
keeping
stuff.
what you've got.
Yeah, well, at that point it's vassal management, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know why I've also built that into this fucking role playing game, but that's also kind of a thing. I've stopped the spreadsheets now though. Just stop looking at the spreadsheets. Remember the spreadsheets?
Have you done like house management and progression for each of the vassals you've mentioned in this game?
Yes, Sam.
I used to.
I know you did.
Not anymore. Can't be asked now. I got a second stream to prep for. I got stupid gadgets to write for Noir and more enemies to come up with that might beat Sherlock in a fight, which aren't going to happen ever. So, yeah. But yeah, no, Wednesdays have been pretty cool as well with our spy game campaign. As you finally got to the twist, like the big, shock horror twist, that we can actually now get our teeth into something. So that would be cool.
We did redeem Game of Thrones. You had your plot, and we're like, no.
Yeah. No, do you know what it was with that? I was like, okay, well, so they're going to go in and they're going to find out, it's going to be a bit suspicious, and then they're going to probably do the thing and find out from the guy what's happening. But you guys did the plot, you did the cover and you did the work and you did. I was like, wait, no, what? No, you're not meant to be doing the mission. What gave you that impression? So yeah, so you were too good really at the beginning, I think. But we'll see. You never know. Nyx could just be like, no, fuck this, I'm off, or take Aval anyway or something. Yeah, 100%. Alrighty, cool. Well, without much further ado, let's get into tonight's session. This one is called Relight the Fire, because I want to get that in everyone's heads. And I just thought it'd be stupid whilst I was trying to write a little bit on the tube today. So yeah, we're going to start. Usually, there's a funky little written, good solid start, bit of description, all that kind of stuff. Not tonight, friends. It's not that. It's not one of those sessions. But I know that Faye has a plan. So Millie, I want to head over to you, and I want to know, in terms of your little 3-stage plan here, what you're going to start with and how you want to kind of go about it.
I think step 1 would actually, it's now a 4-step plan. Basically, the plan's
All right.
evolved. Step 1 is give my maid a letter to deliver to Leo tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Cool. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
She is to keep it on her and not give it to anybody and not read it. That's it.
Okay. So is this in your guest chambers up at High Garden, in one of the upper floors? And I guess you're penning this as she's with you, or are you getting her to attend you after the fact? Kind of you sealing it up, making sure that it's properly secret?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay,
it's completely secret. It's because as far as I'm aware, I could be being watched at any point now, and she's the only person really that I can 100% trust.
Cool. Okay. Are you sealing it with your house seal?
That's a question, isn't it?
Because I think there's always an option to either do that, and generally you will always have that on you as either a little signet ring, or you'll have some stamps at a desk, or there's always an option to have a kind of generic round stamp that just seals a letter.
I would say no. It's not that I don't trust her to keep it on her and follow instructions, but just in case, I don't want anybody seeing it and being like, ooh, what's in there? Because my little scamp of a kitchen boyfriend did that. And people don't seem to be very careful with their letters around this place. So yeah, okay, it'll just be a plain seal.
Okay, cool.
But I'm pretty sure that Lord Leo has been familiar with her not in the biblical sense, I don't think. Who knows? But I think he's familiar with her face, and if she showed up, he would know that it was from me.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. So once you've penned that letter and sealed it up with that plain stamp, there is a knock at your door, and Gwendolyn attends your chambers for you. She asks, "You wanted to see me, my lady?"
Yes, I have a couple of errands for you.
Of
If
course.
you're not busy.
And she's kind of straightening down a bit of the bedding and stuff like that. No, my lady.
Excellent. This is to go to Lord Leo, but not until tomorrow morning. This is very important.
Tomorrow morning. Very well.
How to put this without prying a little too directly? Do you sleep alone?
And she looks like a little kind of slightly uptight by the question, but she says, "Of course, my lady."
And kind of chuckle to myself as if to say, like, I grew up in the countryside too. Don't pull that shit with me. Like, well, whatever the case, I would appreciate it if you did so tonight.
Of course.
This is to be seen or read or taken by none other than you and Lord Leo. And if you could avoid steaming it open and reading it yourself, it would be to both our benefits.
Oh, no, of course. No, I wouldn't. You have a right to be suspicious. This is High Garden after all.
Mm. It's more, I think as well, it's partly because I know her. Like I've known her since she was a little girl.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Yeah.
think she's aware that like I'm telling her because I know her. It's kind of friendly and playful, but just like, do not fuck this up.
Yeah, for sure.
So that is the task for tomorrow. In the meantime, if you could make your way to the waterfront and just let the barge there know that they're to return this evening to Golden Grove to bring back more cider. We have need of some more bargaining chips.
Oh, of course, my lady. Of course.
If you could leave that until just before anybody might be making their way to certain drinking establishments to make the task of returning a little more difficult, that would be excellent.
Very well.
And do try not to think too much about why I'm doing this.
I will try and be of the utmost discretion.
Thank you.
And she kind of takes the letter, doesn't really know kind of what to do with it. In that, it's just for that
I'll
second
take
in a
it.
slightly
I'll
awkward
kind of
way.
mime taking it and putting it down her bodice.
Oh, okay, yeah. And she starts to, tuck it down there.
Excellent. Are you all right?
Yes, thank you, my lady. Are you well?
As well as can be expected.
She says, trying to sort out everyone's dice now that someone's donated. Hang on. That goes over there. Hey, sorted.
You look troubled.
How are things with yourself and good Captain Enzo after the trial?
They're very well. Why do you ask?
It just seemed to be somewhat of a letdown for some people.
How so?
Well, there was, a lot riding on it, I think. The Lady Marcia on trial for witchcraft.
And some people were hoping for a different outcome?
Maybe it's just a lot of the small folk talking, but, they, based on what they've heard, obviously they still worry that there is still a powerful Woods Witch walking the halls, leading a house.
If I didn't know better, I'd think you were one of those people.
She kind of flushes immediately, but denies it.
I should hope you know me well by now. Do you think me a witch?
Well, no, my lady, but you haven't been. And she, like awkwardly, with her eyes closed, it's controlling animals. Like realizing what she's saying as she's saying it, how stupid it sounds.
I trust you've ridden horses quite frequently in the past, no?
Oh, well, of course, but, I don't stalk the halls with a shadow cat in tow.
But if one came to you and was friendly and wanted to spend time with you, you would what, send it away, or would you keep your pet?
I would send it away. It would probably want to eat me.
Perhaps. Cats are another matter entirely. But I think you would do well to not worry so much about such things. You know, well, you can't have escaped hearing some of the talk around this place, disliking the fact that a woman has as much power as I have. People, certain old-fashioned people, do not like it when a woman rises to power, and they will do anything they can to strip her of it. In my case, I'm not sure what they would level at me, but I talk to people. So maybe it will be that. In Lady Marzia's case, though I have not met the woman, I am to understand she is quite a gifted healer and has a way with animals. That in itself is no crime. And the natural talents that she is blessed with are being turned against her, and I can't help but feel angry.
She starts to really take that in. And then after a moment's pause, she asks, "Will that be all, my lady?"
If you wish. Please do think on it. We women must be allies to each other. There are enough barbs in this place as it is.
And she curtsies low and she turns to go and then heads back out the door.
I'll sit there for a little while and just think on that. That doesn't feel right. And then go to one of the chests where all the clothing is kept, and looking specifically for sort of more traveling attire, like the lower grade stuff, or if her lady's maid's clothing was stored. I don't know if it would be stored in the same room, but
I really doubt that it would be. What we could do is we could roll for this. We could see
search
about
wardrobe.
Well, we could basically as a kind of a retroactive thing of like grabbing some clothes, like getting some clothes that would fit you and be appropriate, but that wouldn't necessarily be missed, and also were exactly kind of like what you're looking for. Right? Not that it's hard to find kind of commoners clothes like this necessarily, or traveling clothes necessarily, and there's certainly a little bit of augmentation you can do with your own wardrobe for it. We can just make this I would say like a difficulty 6 stealth check. We haven't played this game in so long. What even are the skills? What are the abilities? Oh my god. Where's the PDF?
Stealth check to find clothing.
Yeah, like there's thievery. Thievery is an ability.
Jesus.
There you go.
Yeah.
It so rarely comes up. I love throwing it in.
Why not? Let's see what happens.
Hey. Yeah, that's it. No, that's it. That's it.
Surprisingly
nice.
good at that.
Cool.
That's alarming.
So this could be like, passing a washing basket or something in the corridors, or maybe as you take, lunch or a tea down in some of the serving quarters down on the bottom floor and some of the small dining halls and stuff, as you just pass like a servant's entrance or corridor and you're able to nab something, which means that once you're rifling through, or once you're looking through your wardrobe to look through what you could use to augment this look, you already have these kind of commoners' clothes in hand. ready with you. Yeah.
That's perfect. I'm definitely going to sling at least one of my dresses into a bag,
Mm-hmm.
along with some money and bits and bobs. Just traveling stuff. And then I'll be looking at my reflection, just sort of checking, pull my hair right back and sort of knot it at the nape of my neck and sling a shawl on. So it's effectively got like a hood on the cloak that I've got on, but then another hood within it so that I'm all kind of shadowy.
Brilliant. When you roll, there is, I think, a disguise specialty, right? Hang on a minute. Oh my God. Let's look at all of these. There's a list somewhere.
Yeah, it's in deception. Oh God, I'm so shit at this.
Yeah, roll disguise for me.
Oh no. Okay. It's a 10.
It's a 10. So
what's happening?
Well, so if you're acting out of sorts, if there's an NPC that will try and pierce through the disguise, that's the difficulty we're going to use later on down the line.
Okay.
Let's do that. Alrighty. Cool. All right. I love to think there's a little, finishing shot for just the scene where, Faye kind of either waits or it's just about to leave. It's almost that like straight to camera, walk to camera type thing, right? So she's just about to head off. We're not quite sure yet where. I do want to catch up with Enzo, just because we haven't seen much of him very recently. I want to see if there is anything that you want to do while still here at Highgarden. I think that for the sake of this, there'll be news that Marcia has left for Fox Hollow. So she's no longer here at Highgarden in terms of the court here. But you can, spend a good few days gathering information or setting things up or doing as you like. I think you're muted still, mate.
Sorry. I think that Enzo, he would have had the chance. He would have said goodbye to Marcia as she left, and he'll see her soon. Because I still think most of his stuff is in Fox Hollow. And I think he'll primarily still look for information that will help Faye in regards to the corruption around the lords not paying taxes, and essentially those who maybe quietly supported the Tali host or something like that. So essentially just a lot of information gathering so he can give it to the right people to do something about.
Yeah, sure thing. Let's check the difficulties compared to the timing. So what's good is we can treat this quite a low difficulty because let's treat this as a routine 6 check, because you can spend about a week having found out things and listening from gossip and from singers and from different little afternoon teas and stuff like that, as Highgarden Court is wont to do in lots of courtyards and gardens.
Mazes.
And mazes. Yeah.
Okay. So what is streetwise knowledge, right?
Streetwise, yeah. Streetwise knowledge.
Right, let's have a go. Let's see what this gives me. 15 with 1/6. Ooh.
Very nice. So that is going to be just shy of 3 degrees. So this is going to be 2 degrees. So you can ask me 2 questions, 2 key questions about what you want to find out based on your rumors.
So I know the person. So I know the person to talk to or to ask to get hold of the papers regarding taxes and stuff is the maester to Leo, right? He's the one who keeps everything.
Yeah.
Oh, no, not. Is it Leo or is it to Hightower? Which one would it be?
Essentially both of them. He is Lord Leo's maester.
Okay.
But as Lord Hightower is Lord Leo Tyrell's Lord Treasurer.
Okay.
He would be the one doing the work and administering that for
Right.
him.
I would like to know if that maester has any fancies or weaknesses, or like maybe something that can be used that I can get hold of to gain access to the papers. Something I can use, either whether it's leverage or whether it's like a bribe. Does he have a kind of like, a weakness, a sweet tooth, a thing for, I don't know, men, women,
You're looking for a bit of bribery, sir.
I'm looking for a bit of bribery.
Absolutely.
Or threat, one way or another. I'm easy, whichever way.
Absolutely, one way or
Ideally, bribery, because
the other.
threatening someone so powerful is a bit. I mean, he can do it, but it holds a bit more risk than just a nice little bribe.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So chat will be able to see my role. I do have a
Okay,
little
I'm not looking.
random NPC personality check thing, which is GM rolled, so you guys won't see it, I hope, on roll 20. But we've got a little vice here.
Okay.
Okay. So Godric is known to be in his elderly years, and he is known to be quite miserly. So
Miserly.
he has depressive spells.
Oh, right.
But the thing is, he is quite devoted to his work and to the house. So he doesn't have any of those really easy, low-hanging fruit vices where you could get him with a bit of money or get him with some sex or anything like that. But, maybe he is lonely. Maybe he, because he suffers from those kind of depressive, gloomy spells, he needs something to enliven his spirits or something like that. At least in the Westerosi equivalent of good mental health.
Okay,
because they're probably not very good at that.
In that case, Enzo's going to try and make him a friend. He's going to try and get to know him, talk to him, be a pleasant company for him, just like a little mate.
Okay.
That's,
I like where this is going.
Yeah. He doesn't need anything apart from maybe just someone to talk to, someone to share a drink, someone to alleviate the burdens of all the stressful work that he has to do. And I will be a sympathetic ear to listen to.
Okay, nice. So over those couple of days, you maybe you'd like introduce yourself and then start to get to know him a bit. A little bit of carousing with him.
Yeah, maybe like when he's, I don't know, had to go outside after a meeting with Leo, and I catch him in like the corridor and just have a nice, pleasant conversation. And then maybe again, I catch him in the corridor and then we go, or like him having food and I join him and we just start chatting about, he's a maester, right? So he likes to learn. So I'll teach, I'll talk to him about my, over the seas and how they do things like, the Iron Bank and how things work. I don't know a huge amount of it, but I probably know a little because it is, Iron Bank is Bravosi, right?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll probably know a little bit about like that.
Enough to get by, right?
Yeah, just enough. Yeah, they take money. Yeah. Impossible to rob.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. And that's beautiful too, because that is that's a very leading topic too, right? I like that.
Yeah.
All right. So this is going to be a quick intrigue. So just make me one roll. Make me a. Do you intend to truly be his friend, or do you?
Yeah.
Cool.
It's always good to make friends.
All right.
What would you want? Charm?
Yeah.
Okay. I can re-roll that.
Ooh. Yeah, you can reroll that one.
Okay, so
Puts you up
24.
by another 5, right?
Yeah, 24.
Nice. Well, that definitely beats his intrigue defense. So
That's good.
he is very amenable to you. Once you've met with him a couple of times. So if you like, you could, we could construct just a little scene that is basically of your devising. So you could figure out, like, if you want to meet him for a drink, or if you want to go with him for some pseudo official business or anything like that. Like, you're the little master of your destiny here.
I think what I'll do, I'll set up the thing. It's in his. I don't know if he'll have an office or somewhere to
Yeah, he totally has a maester's tower. Yeah.
Basically, he's in his tower, and say he's had a particularly rough, well, not rough, but a long work. Like, he's been there for hours upon hours upon hours.
Yeah.
I probably would want to go up there with some food and a drink. And I like to think I might be able to gain access because, I made a friend. And the idea is to kind of like give him these like food and drink and stuff, start up a conversation and see, like, maybe I can gain access to a few certain ledgers.
All right. This for sure is going to be an intrigue. So if you can roll for me your intrigue initiative. So your status.
That's a very good point. What is my intrigue? Status, isn't it?
Status, breeding usually. Is there something with your famous quality that interacts with this?
No, famous doesn't do anything like that. It's a bit weird. You would have thought it would, but essentially it is just you re-roll. Basically, I just convert bonus dice to test dice equal to my status. It does, if for some reason it doesn't have anything to do with like starting or anything, it's like you don't get anything in reputation or anything. It just converts bonus, which is really nice. Don't get me wrong, it's freaking great. But it's
when you roll charm or seduce, you may convert a number of bonus dice derived from charm or seduce into test dice equal to your status.
My status.
That's cool.
So it's
as
really
you're well
powerful,
known,
but it doesn't do anything like add reputation, which is a bit weird. But
whenever you use stealth to try and create a disguise, Millie, take notes. Whenever you try and use stealth to create a disguise, you take a penalty dice equal to Jesus. You take penalty dice equal to status. That is fucking harsh, man.
Yep. Enzo does not go in there, try to blend in. I don't think he can. I don't think it's possible.
He's not got small enough hats, has he?
No.
All right. Well, look, I want to pick up a lesser known rule in the intrigue rules, if I can find it, about reputation when you first start an intrigue. If they have it in a little sidebar or something.
Is that like in the original, or was that for the add-on?
Recognition. This is in Swords Chronicle as well.
Oh, right.
Yeah, absolutely. So, where are we? So the idea is that, obviously, if two people meet and they don't really know each other, we just play it like it's a bog standard DR3 for each person. So they're neutral to each other. But we can set up the starting dispositions a little bit differently. So participants may draw upon their knowledge and the reputations of their opponents to modify their disposition appropriately. Each character rolls a formidable 12 status test, taking a penalty to their result equal to their opponent's rank in knowledge. More knowledgeable characters are less likely to be impressed by legends and deeds. A success improves or worsens the opponent's disposition by 1 step per degree. Basically, you have an opportunity here to use your fame, to use your recognition with this guy, to improve or reduce his disposition towards you.
Okay.
Automatically.
What am I using for that? So am I using my status against his
You're rolling,
knowledge?
yeah, you're rolling status and you're rolling reputation bonus dice. And it's a 12.
Is there any negatives if I don't make it?
No.
I mean, may as well do it then, right?
With a penalty, is it just a penalty? Yeah, so you're going to take a -5 on this roll because he's a maester. He's got knowledge 5.
In that case, it's impossible for me to get it because my status is only 3.
Oh, okay.
So there's no way I could get to 12 if it's something like a -5.
You got any little dice
Well,
friends in your frame?
it's not
You've got 3
impossible.
keep dice in your frame on stream.
I do?
Yeah, I think you have.
I've only got 1 according to what it's showing on the stream.
Oh, that's because I haven't changed it yet. Sorry, everyone.
So I got 3 keep dice.
Yeah, Don, you've got 1. Millie, you've got 2. Yeah, Tommy, you've got 3, and Susie, you've got 1 as well.
Fuck it, why not? Let's do it. So, all right then, let's do it. So I'm gonna bump my status up to 4 and wing it and see what happens. 13. Look at that. Huzzah.
-5.
Oh, -5
from his knowledge.
Oh, in that case, it didn't work.
No, but you've set this up in a way that he is already kind of friendly towards you.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, I'd like to. I just wanted to get him.
He doesn't absolutely adore you yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Cool.
Um,
All right. No problem. Well, let's roll our initiative. Put
Okay.
your status back down.
Yeah, will do.
Let's use breeding at this point. The
Oof.
bonus dice. Okay, not too different. So he rolls a 13. And like I say, there's no. It's usually stuff like I think knights get a modifier. I think lords and ladies and heirs get a modifier as well. But I don't think either of us do. So that's fine. What does Maester give him? To knowledge. Cool. All right. So he is going to go first. He as he sees the small platter of food that you brought up for him and a jug of something, probably wine, knowing
Yeah,
you.
it's going to be wine.
Yeah. And he says, "Oh, thank you, Enzo. Thank you. And how goes the day?"
Oh, you know, it is going okay. How goes your work?
Oh, endless as per usual for this court and its requirements. Have you heard much from Lady Marzia as she leaves?
I said my goodbyes to her. She was rather eager to return to Fox Hollow, as you understand, to go to her son. I hope to see her relatively soon.
And what are her plans now?
I do not know. I do not even try to attempt to get into the mind of someone as wonderful as Marzia. My ideas would just simply pale in comparison to hers.
We add that dice. Lovely jubbly. Thank you, V. Okay. He is going to try and rolling a 10 against your intrigue defense.
That does not succeed.
All right. Okay. Over to your action.
Okay. Sorry, it's been a while since I've done this. So
That's all right. I did link the
gonna
cheat sheet into our Zoom chat.
Yeah, I've got
early
it. I'm
on.
gonna have a quick look.
Yeah. So you could do the usual influence, trying to beat his intrigue defense and begin to reduce his composure. But there's stuff like read target at the moment. Shield of Reputation basically kind of does that recognition thing again.
Yeah.
So maybe not as strong for yourself. Manipulate lets you pick his next technique, for example. So the next
might
type of roll he makes rather than his action.
Yeah.
Or
I don't
fast
think I'm in
talk
the-
as well. Fast talk's quite a fun one.
Ooh.
So if you're successful, then he will lose his cunning rank from his intrigue defense until the end of your next exchange.
So is that for the entire intrigue, or just the?
No,
next
just one
turn?
round.
Just one round. That's it. Currently at the moment, I think I'm being kind of courteous and just chatting to him. So I think I might. What would you say is the thing that make him to like me slightly better? Is there a way to increase? What was the one that?
Shield of Reputation would allow you to try and get him to immediately improve his disposition towards you. But if you want that to be the goal of this intrigue, then I have a feeling it's to get access to the paper, to get access to the vault,
papers,
right?
Yeah.
So Shield of Reputation is really one of the only things you can do. He can, if he's not been influenced in this round, voluntarily move his disposition up or down one step, depending on how he's feeling.
I won't do that because I really don't think it's gonna really be. You know what? I might fast talk him. Yeah, I might fast talk. I'm gonna like maybe set up the whole.
Bringing down his defenses.
Yeah, bring down his defense. Yeah, I'll bring down his defenses. I'll try to bring down his defenses. So persuasion against his passive. You know what? Yeah, that's right. So it's just a standard persuasion.
Well,
Looks like no charm or.
Yeah,
Persuasion,
you'll always
looks
apply a specialty. Yeah. So
Well, I do want him to like.
If you're being
me,
charming,
so...
use charm.
Yeah. I'll be charming, because the more charming you are, the more at ease they are, so they lower their defenses, I guess.
Absolutely. Yeah.
26. Oh, I can re-roll one.
As if it wasn't
26.
enough.
Yeah.
Oh, I can re-roll that.
It pays to be attractive.
Cool. That is 3 degrees of success.
Okay.
Oh, actually, no. Sorry. This is against passive will. What does it say? Fast talk.
Yes, passive will
versus passive will. And he's got
so passive will tends to be quite
he's got
high.
a pretty good will, yeah, because he's like I say, quite dedicated to his role, and also being a maester. I've stacked them a little bit higher in that regard. But you do succeed.
Mm-hmm.
And you can imagine as well, being a maester, that cunning is also one of his higher ability skills.
Yep.
So
Yep.
that's quite a reduction now for you until the end of your next exchange.
Jubbly. So I like to think that I basically, after I say the Marzia thing, I kind of just relax, start pouring some wine for us and give him one. And then I just kind of like start waffling about little things that I've heard throughout the day to kind of put him off. So it's just like bombarding him with different useless bits of information and, throwing a few little jokes in there as well, just to make him laugh. And because I know he's probably tired, so using that to my advantage.
He starts along the line of, what do you think of Westerosi court? It must be much different from the courts and domains that you must have travelled along from across the other shoreline of the Narrow Sea.
Well, I will say Westerosi courts are a lot more civil and open to people like me entering. The courts of over the Narrow Sea, they vary so much depending on which city you are. I've never really, funny enough, I've never actually really been in Bravosi's high court, not particularly, worth going in there. But the others, when I can sneak in, are quite entertaining. They would normally have, it would be more louder, more of a who can shout the most, or who has the most money. It tends to be a bit more rowdy than Westeros. Westeros has a little bit more order, in my opinion. Although I have only seen King's Landing's court, and your lovely court here.
And you have not seen things bubbling under the surface, no? Indiscretion there, whisper here.
I've seen a few things, but is that not the same in every court? The real power and the real moves happened with whispers, not shouted out. Or at least that is what I have noticed.
And he, carefully drinks his wine and kind of enjoys it for a moment. Let's roll his action. This is going to be another. Where is it? Is he good at that? No, this is going to be straight up. Straight up convince, I think. Oh, I don't know. Oh my god, come on. Sheet, please work. There we go. 7.
Okay.
Fails again, right? Against your intrigue defense?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Cool, okay. So your action, and bear in mind you've got a reduction in his intrigue defense at this point.
Okay. Okay. So does how long have you been here? All your life? Most of it?
I entered the Citadel as a young man. Was an apprentice there for quite some years before forging my first chain, and then I obviously was appointed first to a small court south of here, a small holding, and then was back to Old Town for a while, and then was positioned here at Highgarden. Yes, for my joy, thankfully.
Quite an honor. You must have done a very good job.
He's about him. He's got like several links and different metals, and so he kind of leans back in his chair, and he kind of sips his wine. It's quite.
But, I mean, you have done this many years, so, I mean, an experienced eye like you must notice all sorts of strange and unusual things that come through here. I mean, me just looking at this myself makes my head spin. I mean, what? I don't even know what this means.
What does he like? Pick up a paper
Yeah, I just
from
pick
the.
up a random piece of paper, have a look, and then put it to one side.
And, good captain, it is not for your need to do so. That is why the Citadel provides maesters for the rest of the kingdom, particularly the lords and ladies, the kings and the queens of this realm.
Ah, yes. Leave that matters into wiser hands, yes?
Quite.
Godric, come on, there must be, you see all these things, there must be some sort of unusual things that come in. I mean, you have been here for so many years. There must be some stories you can tell.
I'm going to need you to get me to roll now.
Yeah, okay. So I am basically flat out influencing him to essentially kind of like, go on, mate, go on. You can tell me some stories. So it's persuasion convince. Here we go. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna bump.
You got a couple of dice, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna bump a keep dice into that as well.
Nice. All right.
It's a bit disappointing that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You've got a 1 in there, though.
I did get a 1. I did, didn't I? See if I can make it better. 5. Yeah, so I get an extra, what was that, 3? No, 2? 3.
So re-roll the 1, yeah, and you're dropping the lowest one, aren't you?
17?
Yeah,
so 17, right?
Cool.
17.
Yeah, that is 2 degrees of success.
Okay. It's my will rank, right?
Yeah, it's your will rank, yeah.
So that's 6 composure damage. 6.
Okay. You know, he... Oh, actually, no, sorry, because he's got a reduced thingy, isn't he?
Yeah,
He's
he's
got a
a
reduced
cunning dog.
intrigue defense. That is actually 3 degrees of success.
Okay, 9 composure damage.
9 composure damage, nice. Okay. You know, he hums and ahs and he deflects a little bit.
Mhm.
And so I'm going to roll bluff here. Come on. 4. Jesus Christ. Come on, Godric. You're better than this.
He is learned. He's not a talker.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. Cool. So yeah, light over to you and your action. If it's just more of the same, we can roll, or if you want to try a little different tactic, it's up to you.
I'm gonna hit him with another. You know what? I'm gonna consider. I'm gonna
Okay.
hold back and consider.
Sure.
Kind of like listen to him bumble and just wait. So I'm gonna consider.
Yeah, there's an awkward pause as I think what he's going to try and do here is get himself a retarget for some extras. What's your does 12 beat or equal or beat your passive deception? The little number next to the target.
It does indeed. It beats it.
Ooh. What is your current disposition towards him?
Friendly.
Okay. And your last technique was convince. So that's...
yeah, no, well, yes, convince.
Last technique was convince. Yeah,
Yeah.
Cool. All right. He is going to get a +1 dice now, I think, though, based on our little house rules.
Okay.
+1 bonus dice to your persuasion test for the duration of the intrigue. So at least I got a bonus dice out of it. Righty ho. Okay. And so he will use that to ask you, what is it about this court, these realms, that interests you so? This is the most intriguing thing. Is your ship is still not seaworthy? No?
No, the Sapphire is not yet seaworthy. It is a special vessel, and I wish to make sure once she takes to the waves again that she is as majestic as she was when she first took to the sea. And
It
that
has
takes a lot of money.
been a number of years, though, now, no? Do you just lack the funds, or the work?
It's not just lacking the funds, although that is a certain part of it. Such repairs on the Sapphire, she was in a quite severely damaged state, is part of it. But I realized that I actually enjoy Westeros. It is different to what I am used to. And people seem to like me. I go to cities and holdings, and they have heard of me, and they give me wine and dancing. And I thought, before I take back to the sea, why not enjoy myself? So that is what I do.
And he is gonna roll. So that was a mild taunt there, I think.
Okay.
Just a little one. 11.
What's that against?
It's your intrigue defense.
That is actually bang on. Does it have to exceed it or just meet it?
No, meet it or
Yeah,
exceed
meets it.
it. Yeah. So taunt is awareness rank. You're gonna suffer 3 composure damage, but remember to soak a couple of them with whatever your DR is.
Okay.
So for friendly, it'll be 2. So you'll only actually suffer 1.
It's that. Okay.
It's a little composure box somewhere.
Yeah, I got it. So it's just looking at the sheet and finding where everything is again.
Yeah, totally.
Okay. I'm gonna as the little playful taunt he's done. I'm gonna get a little sly smile on my face, and I'm gonna bombard him with tales of the different courts that he's been to since in Westeros, going up and down in King's Landing, coming down the Fox Hollow, all the little ones that he's gone around, and basically just bombard him with different information and stories about courts and stuff. And I want to fast talk him again, because I want him to lose his cunning rank.
Sure. Roll that fast talk for me.
Roll that. Okay. 14.
Against passive will
Yeah.
will not be enough.
Fuck.
I'm afraid. As he is going to ask you again a little bit more about kind of your past and what you find interesting and why you're here. 15.
That does, yep.
Another 1 degree of success. Convinces based off
That
will
is
rank.
1 degree. Yeah.
So that will be 4 composure damage, reduced down to 2.
Okay. 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 I'll tell him. I know. I'll leave. And the wine's been flowing a little bit, so Enzo's a little more loose lips, I think. Just the wine has been going, and he enjoys a drink, and he'll go. I honestly didn't expect to stay at Fox Hollow for as long as I did. To be a tutor to Matsia as a favor to his grace, it was. Thought I'd be done, maybe like a year. Barely heard of the Greenmonts. They were nothing family for. Didn't even hear from them. Apart from some business, and so did business a good few years back. But as I gained there and talked to Lady Matsia and got to know the family with Amelia as well, I began to like them. I actually generally began to like them and think that they were friends of mine. I do count them as friends, which is rare for me. I mean, I like to make friends with everyone, but to have true friends is quite rare. So I guess a little bit of me, I could have gone long ago, but a little bit of me just enjoyed their company, enjoyed Fox Hollow. I decided to stay there. But part of me thinks that maybe it is time to move on. Well,
he is quiet at that.
Well, I guess, but probably not as complicated or as exciting as what you have to do. Come, you still have not yet told me of a single story of all the time you have been here. Come, why don't you tell me? And I'm gonna influence him.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna throw in the 2 bonus dice as well that I've got. Oop, hang on, I still need to roll 2. And
that's all right.
They're the bonus. Okay. So hang on. So what I'll do, Sam, is I gotta re-roll those 2 ones as well.
Yeah. And I guess picks the best 7 out of all of those rolls, right?
So it's gonna be the 2 6s added to that, isn't it?
So it'll be 6, 6. It's 12. 5 is 17. Another 5 is 22.
Yeah.
Another 5, 27. I mean,
right?
I mean, I think based on his intrigue, defense, and what he's got left in his composure, I think this is the thing that tips it over for you. So, in terms of your objective, is to get access to the documents.
Pretty much, yes.
What happens is he begins telling you a very banal story about some document keeping, and then he's like, wait, I think I still have them, and he like walks up to what is a kind of internal, like almost like iron barred little gate door. He unlocks with a deadbolt, creaks it open, and steps down, walks down some stairs into a cellar with you.
Ooh.
And in this dry cellar are shelves upon shelves of reams of old documents, dust, and that slight kind of, slight decay, papery kind of smell. And you walk through, and he picks up a little lantern and lights the candle inside of it before just closing it shut and walking along with it. And he starts to become, and you notice, a little bit lost in looking for stuff. So his attention very much focused on what he's trying to find, and his guard is down.
Okay.
So you've got an opportunity. You've got this little window now here to have a look around, get a bead on the place.
Okay. Shit. Is there any like organization whatsoever? Like, there are like signs saying what's what, or is it just like a mass of scrolls?
Do you know what's brilliant about this game? Is there is a role for this. There is specifically a role for this. So this is a knowledge-based specialty, and it's called research.
Oh, shit.
And it worked almost exactly like the Streetwise check we do.
Yeah. I've got one test dice left, haven't I?
Yeah.
Now the question is, do I use that test dice in searching for it or nabbing it? Because I think in the nabbing, because my thievery is shit. So for any chance of me grabbing it, I think I'm gonna need that test dice. So I think I'm just gonna have to stick with the hope that that 3 test dice is enough. Yeah. All right,
You've got 3 test dice in this, do you say?
Yeah, I've got nothing in research. I've got 1 in education and 1 in streetwise.
All right. Well, I'm going to make this difficulty, the hard difficulty, 15.
Oh, shit.
To get that, so succeeding here, Tom will get you, like, these are the current financial documents.
Oh, do I do the other? Oh, 15. And my thievery is like 2. So if I find them, it'd have to be literally blind for me not to be seen.
He is stuck into what he's looking for. And he's not really paying attention to you kind of looking around the bookshelves.
All right. You know what? Fuck it. Let's pump it into me trying to find it, because there's no point. That 1 test dice for the theft isn't going to be helpful if I can't find the bloody things in the first place. So, yeah. All right, here we go. 4d6. Come on, don't fuck me. Don't fuck me. Oh, yes! 18. Oh.
Yeah, so you run your finger along some of the spines and the pages of the folios that are up on the shelves, and you start to find years, and these go back hundreds of years, back to when Highgarden was a seat of the gardeners. And so you rush along to the other end. It amuses you for a second that you walked straight past it as you came in. As these are the current documents, and they're kind of there's still a gap's worth of space to put more records as the years are going to progress, and they're kind of neatly sized up so that when they hit the year 300, that'll end the bookshelf, and then they'll probably have to knock in another wall and build in another thing. Bit like when you have to put more gold in your evil genius layer, you have to like chisel out another bit of the wall and put in another stack of gold storage. So you managed to find the documents, and you don't hear anything from him. You can still hear him just shuffling around and just looking for stuff. And I thought I had it in this, and you can hear him just off in the distance. So you have found them. Flicking through that, you can see these are financial records, and they are, they've got the inscriptions of different lords and ladies and stuff on them.
Okay. I am going to attempt. Shit, how am I going to do this? Okay, I can persuade myself out of it. I'm going to attempt to conceal these on my person. The problem is I don't have a bodice because I have an open kind of like blousey. It's like there's nothing to hide down there except pecs. So
Stick it down your pants.
Could do it down, all the way down there.
Just stick it down your pants.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna hide them. That's all me. I'm gonna hide them down there.
Also noted.
Cool. All right. Roll me thievery. I'm gonna. Well, I mean, he's gonna have a penalty dice to this.
It was a big one because my thievery's bad.
What is your thievery?
2.
Okay. You could succeed here.
All right, here we go. Moment of truth. 7. Oh, I had to roll a 1, didn't I?
Oof. You stuff him down your pants, and it's just after that Godric now shuffles back up to you with some old certificates in hand or something, some old scribed things, and it's something about a king or a queen. You're not really paying attention because you're concentrating so much on what's in your pants at the moment.
It's not the first time I've said that.
No. And
Millie.
he does. Well, he notices that you're not looking. Like, he's actually quite excited. Really. But he notices that your attention is not really on what he's saying, and he kind of just pauses for a second and then looks around and goes, "What?"
Oh, sorry, Godric. It's just all of these documents. It's a little overwhelming. Fuck off.
He notices, right? So okay, so he probably looks around, and there's probably your breeches are probably in a weird angle, and he takes a step back from you, and he says, "What are you doing?"
What do you mean? I am just adjust. Not doing anything, Godric. I was having a look at all of these.
What have you taken?
Godric. Let me be blunt with you.
He takes another step back.
I'm not going to hurt you, Godric. Do not worry. We are friends, no? I am going to need something, and I will bring it back. It is for the good of the land. You have to trust me on this. You do trust me, don't you, Godric?
Put the chat
We
away.
have become friends. I I didn't want to involve you in this because I wanted to protect you so that you wouldn't be involved. The less you knew, I mean, the first person, if this was discovered, the first person they would go to is yourself. If you didn't know anything, they couldn't find out and you would be safe.
This is going to be a difficult role, man.
I don't want to stab him.
Do you
Not that
genuinely
heartless.
care? Do you genuinely care what happens to him?
I genuinely care what happens to him. He's my friend. My affection. I am friends with him.
You are friendly with
just
him. Okay.
I
Yeah,
just
that's
wanted
fair.
to,
All right.
you know, ignorance.
Persuasion, convince. This. I'm gonna add some difficulty to this.
No kidding.
Yeah. Okay. Roll your convince.
Come on, don't fuck me now. I can re-roll that one. I'll replace that with 3 with a 4, so it's 21.
Okay. He calms down a little bit, but he asks you again, "What have you taken?"
I'll take it out after. Oh no, and bring out the thing, and I will show it. And
The
then I'll take out
documents,
the
Tom. The
tax.
documents.
Then
Yeah.
I'll take out the documents and then show them to him.
All right. He reads over what you've got, and he turns pale. And he looks about, and there is a fear in his eyes, and he says, "You could get me, you get us in a lot of trouble if you look at these."
I know. But Godric, you must know that this is wrong, particularly with recent events that have happened. Should certain people know these, maybe they can be pressured into doing what is right for the land, the realm. You know what they are doing is wrong. You just need the proof and to, well, get that proof into the right hands.
He like shudders almost, and he starts to walk past you, and he just mumbles to himself, "I never saw anything. I never saw anything." It's kind of an affirmation to himself.
Mm-hmm. Is he keeping the thing?
No. So I want to wrap up the scene. But so what
Okay.
happens, I guess, is that he is drinking his wine as he looks out the window. As you walk back into the room and just silently for a moment just take things in, and just on the corner of the desk, they could almost fall off the way they're positioned, are the documents, the folio that you pulled of the financial records.
I'll take them and say, I won't forget this, Godric. And I assure you, these will be returned. Enjoy the wine. And I'm gonna leave.
All right.
Like, I want to find Faye after that. I want to get this friggin' in the hands so that someone... My thinking is, no one's going to believe if I saw it. So we need someone who has actual power and kind of like thing to read these documents, understand, make notes.
Mhm.
And then once that's happened, and whether or not, depending on what Faye wants to do with them, I can then quickly return them and nobody's the wiser. That's my thinking.
Okay, cool. We are going to fly over, though, to Samwell. I want to check in with you, Don, and see with living it up in Old Town what you want to do.
Yeah, so after meeting with the pirate lady and paying her to go ahead and get a message to a certain Harris Ball for him, I think he spent probably a full day writing, and he would have worked with Mara on this too, writing many letters, making sure they're all signed, and he would have sent them off. So besides the letter that I already gave you, I also think Virginia and I talked about this. They would have sent letters. They would have warned Glendon Tarley, his father, that, hey, Mara is no longer married and we're going to plan a wedding. So get ready for that. And then they would have sent invitations to major houses, particularly the Reach houses and some of the more northernly Dornish houses. Maybe some houses in the Stormlands as well. Like, like you do, you send big wedding invitation letters. We want everyone to come. You're invited to Hornhill. And I think maybe I can't speak towards this. There probably would have been a letter to the Oakharts as well, but I don't know if Samwell would have written that letter.
Sure.
Himself. So, he spends a good portion of a day writing and sending off all of these ravens, many, many, many ravens.
Okay.
And I don't think he intends to stay in Old Town for a super long time, but I've been thinking about what could I accomplish? And my questions are, would he have been able to, first of all, I'm very curious because we never found out how, maybe he didn't react at all, how Costain reacted after the last scene with the pirate.
How would you, would this be like straight afterwards? Or would you want to try and revisit him and what his reactions are?
I think he might revisit later, yeah, but he's definitely interested in his immediate reactions if he can get any sort of read on Costain, which he usually cannot.
All right. Well, why don't you roll for me and let's do it. We can do a little retroactive thing. Sure. Where is Tot Chops? He is here. There we go.
Is this what is this, like an empathy roll?
This is an awareness empathy check against his passive deception. As usual.
It's not Samwell's strong suit. Okay. A 10. I don't think that's going to do it.
He looks fairly surprised, but he's kept composed. And then I think after that, before he makes his excuses and leaves for his room that he's rented for just these next couple of nights before he actually leaves for his holdfast, which is to the southwest. Along the big old, I mean, it's kind of it's an estuary, isn't it? Yeah, like the big estuary that starts to expand as you go further southwest from Old Town. It's along the coastline there on the Red Wine Strait. And, he would just say to you, well, that was a very intriguing story.
Yes, it was fortuitous that we learned of this when we did. Puts everyone in a difficult position. Choices have to be made. Preparations have to be made. What will you do, Lord Costain?
Honestly, dear boy, I will do as I planned to do, and I will go back to my holdfast until I hear of the news that if there is any such landing on the shores of this continent, I will make my decision then, I guess.
And will you be attending my wedding, Lord Costain?
Of course, of course. I have already attended one of Mara's weddings, Lady Mara's weddings. I do not know if I can afford another pair of artisanal goblets this time around, but I am sure I can find an appropriate gift.
Just your presence will be more than enough, though I believe Lady Mara would appreciate a gift. Very well, then. I needn't ask you if you will keep what has happened here, what you've heard and learned to yourself. You will do as you wish to do, and so will I. But I do hope that we can be friends, Lord Costain.
Friends are what is needed in the coming times, if things transpire the way that the Lady Captain said they would.
I agree. We must stick together.
And if I might be so bold, what do you intend to do now?
Oh, well, I'm not certain. I intend to get married. I intend to do as you are doing, watch and see how the world reacts to the news, and make the best decision for my house and our people that I possibly can.
And he taps you on the arm a couple of times, reassuringly, as he starts to walk away, but he just says, "Give your father, Lyndon, my best."
Of course, my lord. And Samuel, being a bit of a doof who doesn't always know how to read people like Costain, he feels better after that conversation, even if he maybe shouldn't.
Fair enough. Sure.
So I think, maybe he'll revisit Costain, but I don't know. I don't think he has the motivation to do that because he has no reason. He has no reason to not trust him as much as I do. So instead, his mind turns towards what can he do to put himself in the best position as possible as things start to heat up in Dorne and probably the Reach too. And he replays in his mind the Battle of the Brimstone and his time in Dorne. He replays in his mind all of the stories and remembering just the anxiety and loss that was felt from the Blackfyre Rebellion, the Battle of Redgrass. He replays in his mind conversation with Lady Faye. And anytime the wheels start to turn, he starts to have ideas. He also has doubts too. That am I doing the wrong thing? And I think it's one, and so he doesn't, maybe a day passes and he doesn't do anything significant. And then after drinking a little and carousing a little in Old Town, he finds a kind of courage or kind of foolhardiness that he hadn't had previously. And he's going to go looking for, this is Old Town, and there's pirates here, right? Like he's already met one. So he's going to go looking for some pirates to possibly hire.
Yeah, well, free traders, sure, but yeah,
right, yeah,
there are some,
and
absolutely some pirates.
I don't think he's he's not foolish enough to not wear his armor when he's going through the seedier sections of the city, right? Like he's going as a knight, but yes.
So you wear your armor, do you particularly wear your colors? Or are you going in more of a generic knight? So in order to
that's a good
lessen
question.
your impact, your social impact.
Yeah, he's not going to wear his cloak. He probably won't wear his helm, which is pretty recognizable. Yeah, he'd probably look a little more standard.
Cool. Okay. Okay. You are looking for pirates in order to hire them. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Why don't you make me a challenging 9 streetwise check as you spend most of the day trying to
Streetwise,
find that
challenging
out.
9. Well,
Knowledge streetwise.
why don't I go ahead and use my keep die?
Okie. All right. So that's 1 of 2 used tonight. So you've got 1 left. Okay. Nice. Along the dock front, after passing a few trading ships, you find a slightly more disreputable crew than the rest. They are offloading some goods that you can fairly confidently make as taken off another boat. It's not often that these spices and these dyes arrive in Old Town. They are usually destined for another port, another Essos port, or a Dornish port.
Okay.
And there is a broad, strong-looking either kind of quartermaster or captain who, with a booming voice, is shouting at his sailors to move things around. He's also doing almost a kind of, I don't know how much you get it over in the States as much as like we do in like street markets here in the UK, but you often get people who just like holler their stuff when it comes to their goods. So he's also doing this kind of hollering for custom, basically. He's like, good spices, fresh dyes, straight off the boat, and kind of repeating that kind of timbre.
All right, so I guess he would approach the quartermaster then, keeping an eye around just to make sure that, like, if he's walking alongside the dock, he's making sure his back is probably to the water, or at least turned slightly towards the water. Like, he's aware of his surroundings. This isn't Samuel's first time,
Hiring
somewhere
pirates.
he probably shouldn't be. Well,
yeah,
first time hiring, but yeah, being somewhere he probably shouldn't be. So he's keeping himself as aware as possible, and he'll approach the quartermaster and ask for a word.
And the quartermaster obliges, kind of quite happily, doesn't mind either way. Much like there is a sword at his side. It's more of a kind of cutlass scimitar type affair. Slightly shorter as well, something that's good for close quarters fighting. You can regard.
He'll stay 10 feet away, not 5 feet away. And once he has his attention, he'll say, "I'm sorry to bother you, but I'm looking to hire the services of some ships here, and I was wondering, where are you sailing towards, friend?"
From here, good sir, we sail north to Lannisport, and then back down again, probably maybe stopping off on the way, but at least avoiding Old Town, with no goods to sell.
Well, that is very fortunate. I was hoping you might be heading towards Lannisport. He looks around a little bit and he says, how would he phrase this? I'm looking to fund some individuals as yourself, and I don't desire any goods back in turn. But I would like to fund you to be able to supply your ships and your armories. And I'm looking for someone to raid the villages along the port near Lannisport, avoid the Lannister fleet, just cause some problems for the house. Are you a person who can accomplish this?
You take us for Iron Men, sir? We're none of that kind. We it's kind of, brushes that off a little bit. Raiding coastal towns is not one that we care to do.
How do you feel about gold dragons?
And he looks behind you as if to think, like, this is a bit of a setup. You know, you can see that he's kind of looking around a bit to you. And he looks back to
smiles.
He looks back to his crew and he says, I like gold dragons well enough. So do my crew.
Well, I am willing to pay handsomely, and really, I'm not looking for you to cause massive amounts of destruction. I want you to create problems for House Lannister, meaningful problems in whatever way you can while keeping your people safe, and I am willing to pay you handsomely to do it.
The Lannisters have a half-decent fleet. This is but one vessel, as good as she is. But
and one vessel is...
she's quick.
Is that... How of your crew?
They're good, strong, tight bunch.
I'm not a man of the sea, my friend, but you are. If you wish to accomplish what I am suggesting, what would you recommend?
A small fleet of ships, maybe a couple more. Drummond's fine, but we'll need a couple of sloops, probably. There you go.
And do you have friends who might be willing to join in this venture with you?
I think we might, but it's going to become much more costly than you might imagine, sir. If we're acting as a war galley, we're going to need 30 dragons, that is. And 30 more for the couple sloops I'm going to have to get in tow.
I'm trying to remember too, because now I'm trying to do math, because I have a good deal of resources here. 1 point of wealth is worth how many gold dragons?
Can we say it was something like 200 gold dragons?
I think you
Something
can
really
cash it
high.
in, basically, for 200 gold dragons. Because that's the investment. From what I remember, that's essentially the other way around it works is you can invest 200 gold dragons into your house and you get a wealth point out of it.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
donating
I mean,
gold.
you can tell...
Oh, donating glory. Yeah, every 200 gold dragons you donate. So I'm happy for it to go the other way as well.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm trying to find ways to spend my glory that are fun anyways. So, because I ended up with a bunch of it.
Oh,
so,
shit, yeah.
So,
Or like spend it. If you can figure out for me, Don, how you can spend a glory on this, I'll take it.
So I want to say, like, the idea of this is he can make a down payment, right? Because he does actually have a good chunk of actual money on him, and promise the rest upon completion and overpromise, right? So if they're saying we want 60 gold dragons, I'll give you 10 gold dragons now, and I will give you 200 gold dragons when you return successfully. And in the meantime, I would use the glory and the influence that he's built, like his fame that he's built over the past like year or two, to start calling in favors, make trades that are favorable to him, gather the resources he needs while they're off doing their thing.
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
Okay.
I'll spend 10 gold dragons.
Yeah, chuck the 10 gold dragons out now, and then, you can get another 200 later, and you can spend the glory on them later on. Or in fact, we can, because future Sam won't remember, like if we take the glory off now, like it's all kind of in hand at this point, basically, right?
Yeah.
That's what's important to us now, so that's cool. Yeah, like he obviously is still a little bit apprehensive, but he gives your forearm a strong shake as you agree. this, deal. You agree essentially, a slightly what's the word? Your kind of secretive meeting where it's not, there's no real names, no real knowledge of who you are, or who you're with or anything. But we'll meet here, we'll meet this way. This is where you'll get your dragons. You can keep all of the loot anyway, all of that kind of stuff, and all those agreements are made. All right. Well, fuck me. You got yourself a crew of. You got yourself 3 ships. Fuck me. All right.
And like basically like my intention, and he would probably during the meetings he would kind of like play out like what exactly he wants to do is he wants to keep the House Lannister and some of their vassal houses moving around, their ships, their troops, dealing with loss of food, keep them distracted for when other things happen.
Yeah.
Keep them up north.
Yeah, nice. Ooh. All right. Cool. Well, Susie, it's Myria's turn. And
Yay.
I want to know what you would like to do. But here's how I think the lay of the land is, right?
Okay.
I think that it's not that you are wholly just trusted and you walk in here and that now you're just walking around and chatting to the future king and like and Bitter Steel's your chum. You have been under house arrest now for a number of days. And it's been a little while, and you can get the kind of feeling that you are in here to stew. A little bit. But the accommodation is nice enough. You are afforded the privilege of a lady, in so much as, you are attended by a handmaiden who, even if you provoke her to, does not speak to you. If it, apart from a curt yes, no, my lady. And this is a marked, difference from your experience of on the road. As of the last few months, your hair is brushed, you are clothed, your clothes are washed and prepared, and this kind of stuff. But you are sat itching to do something. Until the point at which there is your door just opens. The handmaiden lets in Lord Harris and the large frame of bitter steel as well. And Harris says to the young handmaiden, "You can go." And she closes the door behind her. And Harris, even though he's sweating in the Dornish sun, is still wearing his chainmail, and it still has that kind of look, and he's kind of presenting this like knightly leader of men kind of look. Bitter Steel, wearing a thin kind of surcoat, probably made up of layers of silk that have his colours dyed into them, but they don't have the. I think it's like a dragon of some kind, right? He has.
Has he got the sick horse that's breathing fire?
Oh yeah, that's right. So he's got this red horse rampant with black wings and like fire shooting out of its nostrils. Yeah. So those yellow, black, and red colors are all within this outfit, but he doesn't have his actual heraldry on him. And so Harris stands behind, and Bitter Steel pulls up a chair, probably in a way to intimidate. He grabs a chair from like maybe another vanity table somewhere in the chamber, and then drags it across the floor, just like scratching the legs and making that creaking wooden sound as he sets it down in the middle and then sits down. and he just looks at you for a second.
Joke's on him. I was tortured when I was 10.
That's an energy, right?
Miria is, as he's doing this, I think she's keeping this cool, calm, perfectly sweet, polite face of the young lady as she's now presenting in her dress that she's in. And, he makes his big show of sitting down, and she sort of, stands there quite politely, her hands folded. And she turns to Harris and says, "My Lord Ball, would you also care to take a seat? I regret that I can't be more welcoming or more hospitable in such time. My teachers would have been perturbed at my lack of hospitality."
Because Aegor is sat in front of him and he can't see him, Harris's face just turns into like a wry, like cheeky kind of smile. And then he looks around and there's a stool nearby that he kind of sets down next to Bitterseal and sits on. But like his stool is slightly lower than the chair that Bittersteel is on. So by comparison, the two of them just look quite silly at this point now. Yeah. Like as he's sat a bit lower and he kind of hunches down on this stool and like leans forward. And it's him that says, "We want to talk to you to obviously get a read on you, understand what your intentions here are, if they are true." And Aegor picks that up straight away and says, "I told you you were going to tell us everything that you know, and you are going to tell us everything that you know."
Of course. I'm here by choice. I didn't have to turn and throw my spear at the Prince of Dawn. I didn't have to join your ranks. So of course I'm going to tell you what I know.
Please. All right, so this is going to be an intrigue. They have basically, this is Aegor and you. Harris is here for fun. Just because it's provocative, but he's not really going to give Bittersteel anything, I don't think, in this situation. So there's no kind of
he's not exactly helping, is he, when
benefit.
He's going like this behind Bittersteel's back? Like,
no, right? Flip fucking reverse it. He could give you an extra an extra something composure, right? Hang on, where are we?
Sweet, yeah, I'm here for that. Let's go. That's my boy right there.
He's
gave up.
He's secretly going to give you an extra 5 composure. No, he's not. That's fuck. No, that's the wrong person.
That's
it's a high willpower. 3 extra. Yeah, 3 extra composure.
Hey, it's not bad.
That's something. It's something.
Still puts me up into a good number. Okay.
Okay. Aegor is going to take the consider action as he lets you take the floor, basically. And it's over to you. What you want to
do? Okay, so I think Miria is just gonna be really upfront. She's not even gonna like dance around it. She's just, all right. So previously, before joining here, I was commanding a small unit of sands within the small cadre that appeared for the parley. And when I tell you it's small, I say no more than 20 men. And there is no army close by to back them up. They wanted to get here as quickly as possible for the parley, with intent to bluff that there was an army close by, should anything happen. Which is why I assume that the camp is not already on fire, because if there was an army close by, they would have been here by now.
This feels like a fast talk, right?
Oh yeah, she's just like... It's not incorrect information, though. She's not lying to them.
No. Yeah, like it's a good one. Like I'm just saying, it felt fast talky, which is good.
Yeah.
You could use that to try and reduce his cunning rank.
Yeah.
Or just straight up influence if you want to go straight in for it.
No, I like the idea that she's kind of wearing him down. She's doing that like Miria thing where she's like laying on the charm on top of already the information that she's got to like,
Yeah.
you know, what Miria's like, right? She's a manipulator, so she's she's gonna fast talk them.
Okay.
And then she'll give like minor details of other military stuff that she picked up, you know, as she was commanding. That I'm not a military commander, I don't know, but Miria would. So she's like, yeah, they've got this flank, this is what the table looked like, you know. All right, so this is a persuasion test.
Yeah, with I mean, convince, taunt even.
I think it's convince
pick a
because
technique.
she's, you know, she's trying to convince them that she's telling the truth.
Yeah.
I'm just seeing if I've got anything to add to persuasion. I don't think so. It's all lying. All right.
For once,
13.
why am I persuading him? That is 1 degree of success.
So that will be 4. Oh no, wait, fast talk doesn't, it's not thingy, it's
Oh, snap. It's 13 against that. No, sorry. It did not succeed. Yeah, Aegon follows up with some quick snapshot, fire questions, which I can't replicate well enough. But yeah, there's little details about those things. You know, he'll stop you and then he'll ask you to go back a couple of steps and ask about that one thing that you said, you know, a couple of sentences ago.
Yeah.
And so it's trying to kind of set you off a little bit on off kilter, which I think, you know, 100% is going to be like,
I mean, she's being
fast talk
interrogated,
as well.
right?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so this is another convince. The 16 against your passive will.
It matches.
Okay. Well, then you are going to lose your cunning rank from your intrigue defense until the end of the next exchange.
Oh no.
As it kind of so what he does sets you off kilter because he's coming at you with kind of the same thing. So you're like, all right, dipshit, keep up with me. And he's like, I'm keeping up with you, and then I'm asking you questions about the thing you said 2 seconds ago, and now you've forgotten about it already, haven't you? That kind of thing, right? All right. How do you rescue the situation?
Because I imagine he's trying to like trip her up, right? If she's telling a lie, is she being consistent with what she's saying? And I think she gives all the information she can, and she says, obviously, not being of one of the notable houses, they're not going to tell me a lot. I'm not one of their major generals or commanders. There's only so much that I could have learned in my position.
I understand. I also am to understand from what Lord Ball tells me here that you are a lady of the Reach rather than a lady of Dawn, as you declared yourself.
Well, that matter is rather complicated.
Please make it simple for me.
I was raised to believe that I was a lady of the Reach, but information was revealed to me later that perhaps that was not the case. And information was revealed to me that my true father and yourself were once good friends and fought side by side.
And who is that?
And she looks him dead in the face and dead seriously, and not like a hint of anything. Lord Oliver Ironwood, the Black Lance.
He turns to Harris and he says, "You didn't tell me that part." Make your roll. That was cool. Get a bonus dice. That was cool.
Bonus dice. Okay, what am I even gonna do here? I'm just, I think, going for
convince, right?
Yeah, but it's just an influence action, I think. And a bonus dice.
You have been given 2 dice so far this game
Ooh.
in your frame.
Yeah, let's add a test die on top of that, just to make sure. I need someone to believe me. No one believes Maria. 15. Fuck me, roll 20. What have I ever done to you?
What was the roll? 4, 3, a 5, and a 3. Oh, yeah. It is 1 degree of success.
Okay. That'd be a 4.
Okay, cool. Oof. Okie dokie. Lord Ball has told me that you were once warded with the Targaryens. Prince Maekar.
That's correct.
And you bear him no allegiance.
Gods no.
He commands an intimidating physique, does he not? Rather repugnant
does.
personality.
He does indeed, as do his children.
And so when you escaped Summerhall, you bore no reason to go back.
I did not. In fact, Lord Ironwood, my father, took me to Ironwood. We did everything in our power to not go back.
But it wasn't Sir Oliver that took you from Summerhall.
No. It's my uncle, Edmund Blackmont.
Against your will?
Yes.
Why didn't you go home?
I was a child accused of treason. And I, along with my father, thought it best for myself, for my future, and the future of our people, if I did not.
Let's roll some dice quick. All right, bit of intimidatory.
Ooh.
Stand by your boots. These are the big guns.
It's gonna smash me.
19 against your intrigue defense.
Yeah, that's gonna be 2 degrees of success.
2 degrees on will rank is gonna make that 10 composure damage.
Holy shit!
Yeah, these are Sam's souped up. This is one of the what are they called? Hot bastards. Can't remember now.
Great bastards.
The great bastards. That's right.
Hottest bastards in your area.
I prefer hot.
Okay.
Hottest bastards. 295 or whatever it is. 205.
Fuck. Okay. Yep. That's certainly a number that I'm left with now. Okay. God, what am I even going to hit him with?
That's a quote. That's certainly a number I'm left with.
It's certainly a number that I'm left with. Can't do a shield of reputation.
I mean, you could try. But with a will like 5, it's not going to go well.
It's not going to happen, Sam.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna just. Oh wait, hang on. I forgot about DR. Wait, one sec. I can take a little bit of that back. All right. I would think with her responses, she's trying to just be as even and as unemotional and unaffected as she possibly can try to be with her responses. I'm just going to go in with another influence, persuasion, convince, because she's telling the truth. She's not lying.
There is always, and it's an interesting way to do it, in terms of the yield action. It allows you, obviously, to choose the consequences of your own defeat, but still basically have kind of, lost the intrigue, effectively.
It is true.
Let me pick it up from the Sword Chronicle thingy. Because if I find a bit here, yielding. If you choose to yield, you can do it on your turn. Your opponent may accept, offer a counter proposal, or refuse. So it's basically a compromised outcome. Yielding is an option when defeat seems certain, or if you want to offer an opponent an immediate lesser victory to a quick end to the conflict. So yeah, it's like, here's a compromise to what you're trying to do. I think you've got a good read on this. He's obviously trying to intimidate you, trying to kind of break you down in a way that either makes you fear, respect, dread him in some way, but also get information out of you. But there is a little something going on underneath, for sure, a little agenda going on.
Yeah. Okay. Because there's no way if he hits her again, she's surviving another round of that intrigue. Okay. She takes these questions, she answers them as best she can, but you can clearly see that, bringing up these memories of her past is kind of, getting to her a little bit. And she looks at him and says, "Look, my lord, whether you choose to believe I am who I am or not, what my motives are, I am here because I chose to be. I am here because I could not bear to see Myron Martell and his face any moment longer. I could not bear to see the suffering that he puts his people through, my people through. I chose to raise my spear. I chose to throw it. And I chose to surrender. I'm not asking to be in personal counsel with the king. I am not asking to be a general. I merely ask that I can be useful, that I can help, that I can continue the work of my father, and I can cleanse my lands of this poison that has festered. Do with that what you will."
That is all very well. And I can imagine for the two of you, it is no secret that Sir Harris trusts you. But knowing that you did all those things, and it was your choice to do so, is not quite enough for me. Tell me why, or what you seek to get out of it, and then perhaps that's a start. See, it's what motivates men, really. That is the true telling of their character.
I want justice.
Justice for who?
Justice for my father. Justice for my people. Justice for the land. I want those who have been abusing their power for decades to suffer. I want to see their crowns torn from their heads, see them unseated. And I want to see the lands restored. I want to see those that would protect their people, those that would do good, placed in their seats instead. And yes, I would love to see Horatio Ironwood dragged from that seat and drowned in the bay. And I would seek to take that seat. I'll be honest with you, my lord. But I do not do it for power.
And there it is, my lord. Thank you. And he stands and he goes to leave. And Harris remains sitting.
I can tell you one other thing, my lord.
And he pauses just as his hand gets to the handle of the door. He turns round. Yes.
There is great disturbance within the court of good King Daeron II. The reason why I am in Dawn at all is because his wife arranged for me to murder her brother.
And why would she do that?
She never fully quite told me her full intentions. Do you tell a cat's paw all?
No. Good day to the both of you. And he goes and closes the door behind him. Harris visibly relaxes.
Mary goes straight for the wine. Just pours herself one. So that was the Lord Bittersteel then?
Try being around that for a full day.
My God. That was, I assume my hands will stop shaking sometime next week.
And he just laughs.
So how do you think it went? Am I destined for the headman's axe?
No. The fact that he is left is a good sign of its own.
Good. I'd heard many things about his sword, and I'd hoped to see it someday, but, not in that sort of circumstance with it being aimed at me.
Be careful what you wish for.
Well, I mean...
Do you care for some lunch? Something to eat?
Yes. Does that mean I can leave? Or would the lunch be brought here?
No, come with me.
Oh, thank God. I've been in here for days, Harris.
I know.
I've been climbing the walls.
And he just for a second, looks at the walls, and then he's like, "Oh no, okay, she's being stupid." But, he's checking for little holes and little escape routes.
Around the back, she's made a climbing wall.
Yeah, she's just started taking the bricks out one by one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. So you are given the benefit of the halls of the Tor and Castle Jourdain. Let me give you a reminder of who we met up with last time. So Daemon II, obviously the pretender to the throne, is obviously here, a man just grown, and it's fairly comely, clean shaven, and has that distinctive silver gold hair of the Targaryens. He's obviously being fawned over by courtiers, and he is, being given the privilege of a king, effectively, of one of the members of the royal family, in that he is sat upon the dais for court or for meal times, and he is You can see, like, already he's got maybe one or two kind of pseudo Kingsguard around with him too, a fair amount. And then Stefan Jourdain is still here by all accounts. And as this is his holdfast, you're with Sir Harris. Lady Desmera Redwine was knocking about with this bunch. And so she is hanging around. And then there was the pirate captain woman.
Oh yeah.
Who I don't know if they introduced her. I can't
No, she was just in the lineup because
Yeah.
Maria looked at her and was like, "Hang on, she looks a lot like Enzo."
Yeah. And then there was, and I've named her because I think you would know her, Nyla Sand, who is the sand that attacked you when you threw your spear at what's his chops.
So Nikos isn't here then.
No, where did we leave Nikos? Was he?
He was just in the in the lineup, and then everything kicked off, and then he's gone.
No, so he is gone. Yeah.
Shit. Okay. Oh well. I mean, everyone's gonna find out who I am anyway. That. Well. Okay. I think Miriam would actually inquire, about the Sands who were potentially captured in this thing, and it's like a handsome guy captured. Nicholas, is he?
And Harris is kind of slightly taken aback by you asking about a handsome Dornish man.
No, I mean, Miriam wouldn't have said that. That was me saying that.
Right.
She would have asked about the prisoners.
Yeah. There were a couple. A few of them just died in the skirmish. Nyla seems to be the only one of kind of any report really. As she was the one that attacked you. She is she's being under house arrest too, basically at the moment. Although because and Harris would say that now looking at how things have gone and how you've been so earnest with us, as she was attacking you, then it could be that she's destined for the headman's axe instead.
I can't blame her. She was just doing her job, but I suppose it is what it is. And I think Maria's like tucking into breakfast because she's like out of her room and it's like, oh yeah. And she's doing something. She says, "So Harris, what happened at Summerhall?" I mean, as you know, my exit was rather swift and unplanned.
As was mine, although mine was a touch more planned than that.
So you were taken from Summerhall as well.
I was.
By who?
My mother arranged it, although there was a young sea captain, Ezra, that picked me up effectively on the shores of the Stormlands, and I was brought straight to Tyrosh. From there, my mother still resides, but I am here to try and take back our seat or more.
Well, gods be good. We got out of there.
And he clinks that. Yeah. We won't be long here. We are bound for our respective destinations.
I suppose I'm not going to be privy to that.
If you were true about what you said about being useful, then perhaps you can. And he finds it slightly difficult in his head for a second, but he gets over it. command a flank, command a unit, depending on where we're going.
When I was eventually brought back to Fox Hollow, I took tutelage under the old knight at the keep. He taught me many things about command. I even commanded forces myself for a while.
I heard that your uncle's lands, there was something.
There was a massacre. Maekar and his troops slaughtered my cousin and his men. Wrote a song about it too.
Mira, I'm so sorry.
I have no love for the crown.
Nor I. Nor I.
Though in a bizarre turn of events, I was betrothed to marry the man who now sits in my uncle's lands, my uncle's seat. I suppose that's off the table now.
Who is that, if you don't mind me asking?
Sir Ellery Peak.
Sir Ellery Peak. Son to Sir Gorman?
Son of Sir Gorman Peak. There was...
That makes sense.
There was a battle. My father killed Sir Gorman.
Of course, you keep saying your father, and I think, of course, of no. Yeah.
No, it's taking a lot to get used to. I'm not quite used to saying my father when referring to him yet myself.
Well, you were at Ironwood?
Yes. So I was at Ironwood. My father left me there with his mother and his aging father. As he went to go arrest my uncle, who had rescued me from Summerhall, so that my uncle could stand trial, my reputation could be saved, and I could enter society as a proper young lady again. Battle ensued, as I believe there were Peak, Oakheart, and Greenmont forces, as well as Ironwood forces, as well as my uncle's forces. He had gathered quite an army himself. Somewhere in the battle, my father killed Sir Gorman, and my uncle was murdered by Sir Gorman, I believe.
We will have to get it recorded all one day by maesters. But if you were at Ironwood, that may be of some real use. Well, you see, it's obvious, really, isn't it? It's the first holdfast towards the west. From here,
If we
probably one
hold
of our-
Ironwood, we hold the Boneway.
Well, the Wills are at the north of that Boneway, and they will move quickly if they hear anything. If you know of any way to stop news traveling, or a quick way to overwhelm or overcome the castle, that could be invaluable.
I spent a long time at the castle.
I'm going to petition His Grace that we could
I'm familiar
really
with
use
its layout. I worked in the Solar for a while. I know its soldier complement, or at the least when the time I was there. I know its general resources. I'm aware of the village. I could probably help put the document together about what to expect.
That would be very good. Very good indeed. He almost has like a wanting to do something now energy about him now. He's getting excited about the idea. And it is just at that moment that there's a couple of attendants come over, and they chat a little bit about him needing to be somewhere at a meeting at some point now soon for a small council something or other, and he makes his excuses and he goes, Are there any other little bits just quickly that you want to check in on, or you want to get a bit of info on, just to take stock?
Yeah,
I guess?
I wanna talk to this pirate that looks like Enzo.
Okay. She is at a table with a bunch of other sailors. And they're day drinking Dornish Red.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, so I think after Harris leaves and Maria tucks away the breakfast and she sees she hasn't immediately been escorted back to her rooms, she's like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna work the room a little bit. I'm free.
Nice. Yeah.
And she she's gonna make her way over to this table. She has like a little cup of wine in her hand, so she doesn't look like the awkward person just showing up to a party without anything.
Yeah. Cool. All right. And everyone looks up and kind of around to you, and the Enzo lookalike turns to you and says, "Can we help you?"
My apologies, I didn't mean to intrude. I've been somewhat kept in my rooms for the past few days, and
Oh.
Am I back? Hello?
Yeah, you are back, but we didn't catch any of that actual sentence.
Oh, okay.
So you are out. You've just got out of your room and
okay, she goes up and she's like, "My apologies. I do not wish to intrude. I've been kept cooped up for a couple of days, and I'm in desperate need to talk to people. And you seem to be having such a wonderful time. I wondered if I might just sit for a while."
everyone kind of looks at each other, and there's a little shunt up one end of the bench seat. And she leans back a little bit on it, says, "Please."
Thank
and
you.
goes back. And they all start talking in Bravosi.
Great. I think Maria, she's not doing that thing, when people are like, huh, what they're talking about. I think she's just sitting back and enjoying hearing just enjoyment and happiness happening around. Takes a couple of sips. And I think she waits until their conversation has died down a little bit, or, there's a lull in the conversation. Before she'll lean over to the Enzo 2 Electric Boogaloo, and she says, "By the way, I'm very terribly sorry, terribly rude. My name is Miria. Pleasure to meet you."
She raises a glass and she says, "Aurora Sal."
Sal. Miria's like, Sal, is that a common name where you're from?
Somewhat.
Huh. I happen to know a Sal myself.
Enzo Sal.
How did you guess?
He is a famous pirate.
Any relation?
And the whole table starts to just low under its breath giggle. And kind of a bit of pretense is gone at that point because some of her men have given the game away.
Uh-huh.
So she's like, "Yes."
Oh. Funny, he never mentioned family.
It's a shame.
I'm so sorry if I didn't mean to offend.
It takes more than that to offend me.
Good. So, you are related to the famous Enzo, Sal, but in what manner, cousin? Sister?
Twin sister.
Twin? My, he kept that quiet.
He kept it quiet.
Never said anything to me about that. My apologies. He lived within my adopted family's court for many years and never said anything.
Who are you?
Lady Miria.
Where are you from?
I was born in the Reach, and I'm a daughter of Dawn.
What is this court?
Somewhere in the Red Mountains. Are you seeking him, perchance?
I'm just interested to hear. Last I heard, he was maybe in King's Landing.
He was, for a time, before he was assigned to our house.
Assigned? I'm sorry, I do not understand these customs.
Oh, he was under the employ of someone.
And then he was under the employ of your family?
Yes.
Is he still?
As far as I know.
And where is
He's
that?
grown. Fox Hollow. In the Red Mountains on the border with Dawn. Amiri's gonna like look at her and like try and gauge what her face is doing. Does she does she look like, oh, I'm hearing about my long lost brother, or is she like, this motherfucker?
Why don't you roll me awareness empathy? Obviously, I'm gonna make up a
Okay.
passive one at the moment.
Mm, 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 mm. 19.
Nice, that's very good. Yeah, she's eyeing you up at the same time as well. But what's the what exactly are you looking for? Trying to get a read on what? No, I can give you a good answer.
Trying to get a read on her disposition here. Like, is she is she like, what's going on? Like, is she pissed to hear about Enzo being alive and doing stuff, or is she like, does she seem happy to hear about him, or like, what's going on there?
She is trying her best to like hide her inquisitiveness, but there's obviously a real desire to find out what he's up to.
Mm-hmm.
She's obviously actually deep down quite surprised and taken aback that you have you know him and you have a lead on him, but that's also made her a bit suspicious.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Miria is gonna take another swig of her wine, and she says, one thing that he was very proud of, and one thing that he taught me, was the dancers back home. Perhaps we can meet up and have a dance at some point, and then maybe I'll tell you more.
And she says, all right.
And Miria beams a lovely, pleasant smile before she stands up and excuses herself. Says, well, until that time then, Aurora.
And she nods and takes a big gulp of her wine as you leave. All right. So Faye, I'm gonna go back to you. Phase 2, mate. Yeah. What I'm interested in terms of timing of this, is this next going to be like dead of night kind of timing? You're up in your disguise, obviously.
Just the early evening. What I don't want, why I was being quite precise with giving my maid the timing of this. What I don't want is for the captain to go to the pub, get pissed, and not be able to do the thing. But equally, I don't want to do it so early that they've got to, I want this to be in their head an emergency that needs to happen right now.
Yeah.
So they don't have time to go, oh, I'll just go and tell so and so where we're going. Like, no, you just fucking leave.
Cool. All right. So it comes around to that time, and I think based on what you messaged me, you are about to leave your quarters before there is a knock at your door.
I'll freeze because I am dressed like a commoner. Pull the cloak off my head, pull the scarf down, try and like arrange myself as casually as possible to look like I was just about to step out for some night air or something.
Yeah.
And crack the door open ever so slightly.
And Enzo's pretty little face stares back at you. Tom, you wanted to go and see her, so this presupposes what we're going to get to anyway. But
you shit.
Yeah. So Tom, you did say you want to go straight to her after seeing this stuff, so you're here.
Oh, Faye, I'm so glad you are here. I have something to show you.
I'll open the door and like grab his wrist, pull him in, and slam it shut so nobody can see.
Well, I mean, you did. Why are you? I mean, you look beautiful, but this is not.
Thank you ever so much. This really isn't the moment for compliments. What do you need? I thought you would. I was going to.
Should I go first?
First.
Oh, I have something to show you. And
I'm like looking out of the.
I go
can't
to
look at a watch.
retrieve the documents that are stored in my trousers.
Fucking hell. Oh. So I'm gonna hear. So you turn up at my rooms unannounced. You say you've got something to show me, and then you reach into your pants. Am I getting this right?
Yes, that's exactly.
Cool.
Right.
Excellent.
I'm sorry.
I think she will watch you do this,
Stay in
like
the scene.
absolutely freeze. As she sees where your hand's going, and just like.
And then I pull out the documents, and I thought this might be useful in the investigation of corruption and houses not paying the taxes. I thought I could show it to you.
Where did she? What are these? I'll take them and kind of wince a little bit at how warm they are.
Yeah, they're pretty warm.
Yeah, because this has been the furthest thing from her mind right now. And if I could look at a watch, I would do, but I'm looking out of the window to kind of gauge how much time I've got here. And just leaf through these papers very, very quickly. Like, is it obvious what they are?
I would say so. I mean, they're probably recordings of taxes and notes of like a certain house and how
They're essentially
much they
a ledger.
A ledger of, and I assume it visibly shows certain houses not paying jack all.
Not purely on the face of it, but these are the These are the records, the Highgarden records of the levy of the like the liege taxes that have been recorded over the last few years, and it gives you the recordings of those houses that you wanted to look into, those kind of perpetrators that you know of. So that's what's his face? Peak Tarly, yeah, I think, yeah.
Unsurprising.
Costain as well.
I think Costain, yeah, and I think Oakhart too, maybe to a degree. But it's whilst they're not like scribbled out. Actually, this number, lol.
Yeah.
They're it's all just it's all just the recordings of what taxes they logged.
Mm-hmm. How did you get?
Well, I have my ways.
Your magic. And just grab him by the face and just give him a big kiss. But it's not like romantic kiss. It's just like,
yeah. It's like an
"Oh,
exciting kind of, I should do this more often. And I'm gonna head on over and see if there's some wine or something. And
We haven't got time for this. We haven't got time for any of this.
what?
I can't leave this here. I can't leave this here.
No, I was hoping that you would take a look and then I could take it back to.
Kind of roll it up as much as I can and look around. I want to see if there's something like weatherproof. There'd be like a
There's
bag or just something.
You could wrap it up in a cloak for sure.
Yeah.
Something
that would be
you have a bag.
resistant or like a skin or something.
Yeah.
So I'll do that and then put it in.
I tell you what you could do.
Bag.
You could pull the popper off like a wineskin, an empty wineskin, and like shove it into there and then pop it back on.
Perfect.
There you go.
And then I'll put that in the bag, a little over-the-shoulder bag that I've got to go.
Kind of hoping you would look at it and I could take it.
We haven't got time for that. And if we did it here, can't tell who's going to be watching. I think the best place for this might be. This is.
What are you doing? I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, why are you dressed like that? Is this some sort of, I don't know.
I'll grab his hand. Okay. How would you like to see something you've never seen before? Not like that. Just,
Sure.
It could take a while.
Okay.
Do you have any way to make yourself look a little less you?
I don't understand the question.
I don't think we've got time.
Why are you in a rush? What
Yes,
is...
yes, a great rush.
Okay.
We have to leave.
Right, where are we going?
Somewhere you said you'd like to see. Oh, shh.
I would trust you.
Double hood back on.
Lead on.
You're sure?
Sure, why not?
See? You're not the only one who can pull surprises. Open the door a crack and just check to see if anybody's watching.
No, not in this corridor. You can hear someone down the other end of it, just talking quietly. I feel like in a side room somewhere, but no one in the actual corridor just now. Just this second.
As far as I'm concerned, like whenever I've seen somebody dressed like this, I'm just not concerned with what they're doing as long as they walk,
like away
normally. Yeah,
No,
I'm not being
yeah.
like sneaky, but nobody's going to pay any attention to me because I'm not interesting or attractive right now. So I'm going to make my way in a business-like but peasanty fashion towards the docks.
Can I use my awareness to assist with us navigating quietly? Like, because I'm pretty damn good with awareness. I'm pretty on the ball.
I would like you, Millie, to roll for me a stealth test with the blend in specialty if you've got any of those bonus dice.
I do not.
And
but anyway.
Tom, if you could roll your awareness notice for me. The base difficulty is going to be 12.
Right.
For 12, you'll give Millie another bonus dice. And for every degree of success in addition to that, you'll give her another bonus dice. That's how I'm going to work this out.
28.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck.
What?
I'm pretty perceptive. Because I'm a water dancer, I can add my fighting to my awareness. So I get
That's all 5 and 6s too, man.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. All right, so that's probably going to cap out your bonus dice, Millie. So
Yeah.
You can only
I'd
roll as
say-
many bonus dice as you've got test dice.
Oh, no,
However-
hang on. How many bonus dice would I get?
2. Well, hang on. What's your stealth?
2.
So you'd get 2 bonus dice.
But if I had like 5 in stealth, how many bonus dice would I get? Like,
5.
oh, holy shit. Okay, I don't need that.
Well, no, not 5, but hang on. So 12 take away 24 is 12. So that's 2 degrees of success. No, hang on. 2 more degrees of success? No, that's not right.
No, it's 12. It's 4, isn't it?
Is this 3 degrees or
12,
4 degrees of
7,
success?
17,
Don, you're the man. You're the math
22.
man. You could do this.
4
I'm
degrees.
basically just trying to figure out if I'm
It's
getting
4
one of my
degrees.
bonus
I think it's
dice.
4 degrees.
One of my keep dice.
I think.
Yeah, right now, you can only roll 2 bonus dice. If you use the dice in your frame,
Yeah.
you could roll up to 8 dice and keep the best 4.
Let's go 3 and 3.
3 and 3. Cool, cool.
Uh-huh.
All right. I'll take those away. Oh, no.
15.
Okay. Pretty good.
Okay.
Hello.
There will be a cheeky moment where, you are about to turn the corner, but there is a guard just around it, and it's Enzo that makes you aware of that. I like to think as well, because of his fame, there's probably someone who, is like, oh, all right, Enzo. And he has to kind of he just positions himself to kind of obscure you. So kind of, kind of hide you behind his back a little bit just for the minute and kind of has a pleasant conversation and then see you later.
Can I do something a bit more Enzo?
Yeah, no, sure.
The person coming up and sees him, he kind of goes, uh-oh. And he instantly turns to Faye and immediately kisses her and, hides the
The
whole
classic.
thing, by kissing her. So they just kind of, and then they just go the other direction, seeing that this has happened. And they, sorry, God.
Oh, no, another guard.
Oh, no.
Just very quickly. It's been a while. Shall we?
Yes, I think so.
All right. And then Millie, let us know where you take Enzo.
I'm basically taking you back to the barge that we had dinner on.
Oh, good. Second date.
Not quite. But if all's gone well, that will they'll just be finishing loading it up with the empty barrels to take it back to Golden Grove. Is that all happening? Is everything okay? Cool. So we rock up and just as they're rolling the last one on there. And I'll gesture to him in much the same way as he gestured to me when dinner was served. Just
Well, thank you. Will there be dinner?
at some point, I should hope.
Right. And I'll kind of jump, hop onto the barge and extend my hand to help her on if she needs it.
Yeah, I will take it and step on and look around for who's in charge.
Yeah, the guy who whose barge it was and served helped serve you that dinner that time is thereabouts, and he bows. He says, "My lady, got your instruction." Sorry, of course.
You can just call me Faye for now. For now.
Very well. Would you like to go below, maybe get out of the open air?
That would be lovely, thank you.
Right this way.
Shall we?
Of course.
And then as you guys are led down there, in amongst the empty barrels of cider, you hear just from outside like that whip crack and the sound of someone yelling, "Walk on!" and then you can feel, and it's a very it's not quite the same feeling as a ship departing, but you absolutely get that sense of, oh shit, we're moving now. Okay, as the barge itself is being dragged by a couple of mules upstream along the river.
So, are you going to tell me where we are going?
Where do you think we're going?
Well, if I were to take an educated guess, I guess we are heading to your home.
Yes. There seems to be something occurring there, and I think it's probably best that I'm not here at present anyway, and now with everything that you brought, I don't know what we're walking into.
Well, what can you tell me?
I'll look at him very seriously for a second, like almost looking at the little smile lines in the corner of his eyes, like that's the only proof she's got that she can trust him. And then reach into the bag and pull out that note that she got from the serving lad and just hand it to him silently.
Take it.
Partly so she doesn't have to say it, and partly because she knows the majority of people on here probably couldn't read.
That's actually a good point. I'll unwrap it and read it. Can't remember what it actually said. I know the gist.
It was,
Oh,
if you want
God.
to know the truth about your father and brother's murders, come home.
Now, I need to remember this because it's been a while.
Mhm.
Faye, what did Faye tell Enzo about? I don't think it was in much detail, was it?
No.
It was very vague, like what happened. I think it was just like they died in the Blackfyre Rebellion and kind of just left at that, wasn't it? You know, so I think
Yeah,
Enzo
I think she kind of
just...
hinted that they were supposed to come back and didn't.
Yeah.
But that was, yeah, it was very vague.
And you have no idea where this came from?
No. Apparently it was destined for me, stolen by somebody and rescued by a friend of mine. I think I'm being watched.
Most likely.
More so than normal.
It is good to assume that you are always being watched. Do you think you were able to leave Highgarden without being seen?
I don't think it matters. If I was seen, what matters is that I get there before they can. As long as they're rushing to figure out exactly what's going on, getting permission for whatever they might need to do, we have the upper hand. And if not, and I'm walking into a trap, then at least I have a famous pirate with me to stab them all in the face.
Well, I will endeavor that it would not come to that, but
I would appreciate it.
so would I. But and he's going to take the piece of paper and wrap it back up, and then he's going to kind of like place it in her hands. And as he places, he kind of cups his hands around hers, and he'll look at her and say, I will help you with this in any way I can. You can tell me as much as you want. We
What?
will find out the truth, one way or another. And he'll kind of just like give her hands a little kiss, and then just obviously like take his hands away.
I'm sorry if this has all been a little vague, or if I've seemed like I wasn't truthful. I would never, I'm not used to this.
It's fine, Faye. We all have our little secrets.
I squeeze his hand. So, you might just get that party you wanted after all.
That is true. I get to see Golden Grove a lot sooner than I anticipated. It's very exciting.
Suppose it all depends on what kind of excitement you enjoy.
All kinds.
I'll take the paper and put it back in the pack in the same little skin as the financial records. How did you manage to find those?
Oh, yes. Well, the past good few days, I've been getting to know the good maester of Lord Leo. Became friends with him, and well, you know how persuasive I can be. I did promise to return them, though, so at some point I will need to bring them back. I don't want to get him into trouble. Become fond of him over these few days.
It's the same gentleman I think you're speaking about. I would definitely agree.
A soul that just wants to do his best and just live his life.
Must be strange being cooped up in those towers, just in the dark, that musty.
Don't know how he does it. In fact, I think me talking to him, I thought that I was helping him more than he was helping me. I guess being a maester can be quite lonely.
I think if nobody sees what you're doing, anything can be a little lonely.
That is true.
I'd imagine he gets more visits than most.
That I'm sure is also true. But maybe not the visits that he wants. Probably they want something from him, not to just simply ask if he is okay.
And she'll blush a little bit and look down at her hands. So, did you manage to speak to the Lady Marcia?
Very briefly. Simply just to say goodbye, and that I would return to Fox Hollow as soon as I can.
I fear her troubles are not over.
I think you are right. But let us concentrate on our troubles before anyone else's.
I'm very much looking forward to paying you back for your help in this situation.
And so am I. Well,
she'll kind of hoot with laugh and then clap her hand over her mouth. This is the least stealthy, most posh laugh that has probably occurred in this barge ever.
And he's gonna kind of like have a look around, and he's gonna like try and make wherever they are as comfortable as possible, even if he gets some sacks or some things, just like as much comfortable as possible. And he's just gonna just lie down and go, well, I don't know how long it takes to get to Golden Grove. We may as well make each other as comfortable as possible.
And so Sal, the pirate at heart always. It doesn't count as stealing if it's freely given, does it? And she'll kind of snuggle up next to him.
And yeah, he'll snuggle into her, and then he'll kind of like tilt his hat a bit forward, so it's like covering like that. And then it's late, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Nighttime.
And then slowly fall asleep.
Yeah. Aw.
Right. What a lovely, wholesome scene to end up on. It's not like us at all.
It's just a frame for the imminent death and destruction.
Oh, the intrigue and the juicy fruits. All right. Thanks so much, friends. That whipped by. Awesome. Okay. Let's then go round, check in, and also let people know where you are on the internet and what you're up to if you're up to anything. All right, let's go back round. So Don, let's start with you again. You're just to the right of me on the frame. Yeah, hello, Kat. Hello. Yeah. What are you up to? Talk about your Patreon. I always remember.
Oh, okay, yeah. I really enjoyed today's session. I liked all the different notes that it hit. I didn't really have a lot of Old Town plans remaining besides sending a bunch of letters. And while I was waiting, I was like, I gotta do something. Oh, I know. And so I'm glad that I got a few ships. I got some pirates. I feel like that was productive.
Yeah.
And now I guess leave Old Town and return home. I'm looking forward to that too. There's some catch up to do with Samuel and Mara, and who knows how Glendon Tarley is going to take everything. So I had a blast. Looking forward to next time. You can find me online at Donathan Fry on Twitter. You can find my Patreon. It's just Donathan. And if you join it and you get in my Discord, sometimes I run one shots or play tests, things like that. And let you know, get sneak peeks at some of the games that I'm designing right now. So that's it for me.
Yeah. That's one, man. Cool. All right. And Millie, can you talk about anything you're up to? I don't know.
Of course I fucking can't. That's my job. If I haven't already talked about it, it means it's under NDA.
Yeah.
There's lots of fun stuff happening.
Was there something that came out since we last talked or anything?
Christ, I can't
or anything
remember.
near,
Probably.
like near that? I don't know.
I genuinely can't remember. Everything's a little bit crazy at the moment.
That's fine.
But yeah, good stuff for bubbling. And I nearly have my streaming room finished now, although I've become very aware this evening I need a new chair because this is creaky.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully I should be streaming in a couple of weeks. And we'll see what happens. But this is so cool. I've really missed this.
Yeah.
I've really, really missed this. It was nice to have a slightly lighter, kind of gentle. Faye is much better at stealth than I thought she'd be, which is interesting for somebody who doesn't like lying.
Yeah. I was genuinely a little bit worried about the stealth rolls, not gonna lie.
Me too.
But it was good.
Yeah.
Got through it.
All right. Done all right. The timing was adorable.
Yeah.
I love just because she's flummoxed at the best of times. So when she's gone, I will do a plan, and she's planned it really carefully and she's ready to do it. And then he just shows up and flummoxes her again. It's just, it's really cute seeing them both mess with each other's heads. But that was alarmingly wholesome beanbag action. God, I'm regretting my words now. You know what I mean? Especially after the scroll down the pants situation, which I'm never going to let you forget.
I don't think any of us are going to let you forget that.
No, it's like burned into my imagination now. It hurts. Yeah, that was adorable.
Beautiful. Thanks so much. Who's next? Susie. What are you streaming
Killed by
next?
Bitsteel. That's
Yeah.
Did it.
We did it.
Not immediately dead. I've done it. I've cracked it. Next up, Ironwood. It's mine. Got my sights on it.
Oh, totes. Absolutely.
Coming for you, Horatio. Fucking buckle up, bitch. I'm coming. Anyway, it's an energy. Today was such a good session. We had it all. We had romance, we had wholesome, we had treason, we had talk of war, we had pirates. Like, Also, I want to know who the fuck Aurora Sal, an enigma wrapped in a mystery.
Twin
Here
sis.
for it. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Twin sister. Well. All right. Anyway, hi everybody. I'm Susie, otherwise known as Susanna Grace. I do streams and stuff. I stream Mondays to Fridays on my channel, where I play Crusader Kings, play Rainbow Six Siege, I play fighting games, which is Street Fighter 5 at the minute, and I play Resident Evil Village. We still haven't finished it yet. We're like right near the end, I think. We've got maybe a couple of hours to go, and then we've done Village.
Yeah. Cool.
Which is juicy. And then when I'm not there, I am on twitch.tv/follow Blackcats right here on Wednesdays for Hexcrawl, which is our spy game actual play podcast, not podcast, game stream. Jesus, brain's just melted. I play the Hacker Athrena. I had a building dropped on me and I tried to hack a millionaire and then I failed and then fucking Op did it. So I'm furious. And
we just casually brought down capitalism last week.
Yeah, we did.
Remember.
Yeah, last week we just stopped capitalism. So that was good. And then when I'm not stopping capitalism in TTRPGs, I help make TTRPGs with Black Cats Gaming. We are currently working on project ? And we're getting so close to being able to talk about that further. We're starting to see some really juicy stuff come up, and I can't wait to show you folks. But until that comes out, you should buy our other games. We have the Spy Game, which is our 5e powered game of international espionage and action. And then we also have Dreams, Nightmares, and Half-Remembered Meetings, which is a supplement for Dungeons and Dragons, which you can find on the DM's Guild. And it's got monsters, it's got diseases, it's got potions, it's got items in it. It's got a very, very cool vampire brooch in it, which wasn't designed for anyone in particular. And yeah, you should pick it up. It's great.
Thank you, Susie. Awesome. Tom, that just leaves you, my friend.
Yeah.
Did you think you were going to get whisked away to Golden Grove?
I didn't. No, not well. I mean, I had a thing that I might be going with her, but I didn't expect it to be kind of like, just like a kind of like, let's go. It's just whee, kind of off. But I'm so glad it did. It was so like adorably.
Yeah.
Kind of awkward, but it somewhat fitted them.
Yeah.
You know, the way it all kind of fitted all together. It was a lot of fun.
It kind of works, right? Like the two of them are so like wordy and persuasive and like commanding of their skill sets, and when they're out of their depth, they're just shit teenagers.
That's it.
It's really cute.
100%. I aspire to have a relationship like this. That'd be amazing. As adorable as that is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really this was one of my most favorite episodes because everything's so grim with Game of Thrones because it's a grim setting, right? So it is. So I think you remember the more happier, adorable kind of happy things. You know, it's not going to last. All hell's going to break loose. But that is why you remember these episodes. So I really enjoyed this. It was a lot of fun.
But good work getting those papers, by the way. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Good job. I'm just so persuasive. Otherwise, it would have been awkward. Good job I made friends with him as well, because if it was just using them, I might have just stabbed him. You know? But
or failed to hide things down your pants.
I know, right?
Did this episode top Alfred's travels through Westeros?
Oh, yeah.
The documentary episode.
Oh, I don't know that was a good episode. That was quite wholesome and happy as well, wasn't it? Yeah. I just like I'm not suited for the Game of Thrones universe. I like wholesome, happy stuff, and you know, the Game of Thrones is so very rarely happy.
Yeah.
It's equal. It's equal, I think. Maybe a bit more Alfred because he had, you know, it was just like it was focused all on him, and everyone else was jealous of him because everyone else was having such a shitty time.
Yeah.
So it just about edges it. Just about.
Fair.
Yeah, that's that was it. Amazing episode. I don't do anything on the internet anymore. You can check me out on Twitter with Hot Flakes Tom, but I don't really do anything anymore. I just do this.
That's
all
fair.
My attention goes into this. This is my fix.
Well, thank you. It's your tabletop fix at the moment. Nice one. Thank you so much, man. Well, all right. Yeah, look, if you enjoyed what we did, if you love the juicy fruits that we brought you, then we are streaming this every other week on a Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern or 8 p.m. UK time. We also play, as Susie said, our spy game campaign, Hexcrawl, which is a slightly futuristic spy campaign all about surveillance capitalism. But don't let that turn you off it. And yeah, we play that at the same time on the Wednesday, and that is the game that we made, the spy game, which is behind me there, which you can get from our online store, as well as other reputable retailers like Modifius and DriveThruRPG and all that kind of stuff. You can check out the quick start there for free, or you can just grab the PDF and even the hardback from our store as well. And we also have that DNH supplement thingy, Dreams, Nightmares, and Half-Remembered Meetings. So if you want a bit more horror in your D&D game, if you're a bit tired of fighting the same old dragons, why not fight a syndrome instead, or a weird disease that turns you into a beholder or some shit. I don't know. James wrote it. So yeah, but do check it out, because reading it was a journey. So yeah, definitely do check it out if you're after something a little bit different for your D&D game. Other than that, that's it from us. I think if Jay is still streaming, I think he might still be playing.
I heard
Along the
screaming
same
during
box.
that last scene. So
Good. All right. He's still on
probably-
his Bloodborne BL4
Still
run.
on the
So
same
sounds
box.
about
he's
right.
been
Yeah,
on.
that's the last time I streamed with the door open.
Yeah.
see, that's my worry. Like, because I've got to let the cats in and out, otherwise I'm just
Mhm.
going to get scratching constantly.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
yeah. We didn't hear it, to be fair.
that's fine.
So you've done all
That's
right. You've done
good.
all right.
Yay.
Yeah, but
Thank
oh
for
my
the noise
God,
gates.
Jordan! Jordan, you've just come in, ready with a party of 3. Thank you so much, man. We are just finishing up ourselves, actually, and we are about to hit up Jay Britton, who is doing a little BL4 Bloodborne run. So yeah, let's go over to
Little.
him. Little, yeah, no, it's
That's
taken a
all he
fucking
does
age, isn't
now,
it?
forever.
Yeah, I know.
That's his life.
All right, but that was it from us, friends. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you, if not Wednesday, in a couple of weeks' time. Take care until then. Ta-ra, folks. Bye bye now.